In The Ones Who Walk Away from Omelas, Ursula Le Guin presents a puzzling yet simple thought experiment. Imagine a city of pure joy. Omelas is this utopia, not in the sterile, oppressive sense, but in the truest form of human flourishing. Its citizens are intelligent, compassionate, and free. There's no war, no suffering, no oppressive government. Art, music, philosophy, and love all thrive. There are no kings, police, or criminals. However, hidden underneath all this perfection is a dark secret. Hidden in the city, locked somewhere in a windowless basement, a single child is suffering in absolute misery. This child is malnourished, unloved, and shivering in his filth. This poor child is the source of Omala's joy. Now, every citizen eventually learns of this child at some point in their lives. The rule is simple: if the child remains in his suffering, the city flourishes in prosperity. However, if he were let go, if he were to experience any love or kindness, the city would crumble and fall into suffering for everyone. Now, most citizens are able to rationalize this as an unfortunate but necessary sacrifice. So you're left with two choices. You can either enjoy what the suffering of a child provides for you, or you can leave and take a risk into the unknown outside. So, do you stay and reap the benefits of injustice? Or do you leave and reject a society that's built on this injustice, even if you don't know where you're going? Le Guin forces us to confront the question of utilitarianism in its extreme form. The happiness of the society is not just correlated with the suffering of a small child, but it's depending on it. If a single act of kindness were shown to the child, almost collapses. Now, this challenges the utilitarian belief of the greatest utility for the greatest number, as it goes against our intuition and it feels unjust. Le Guin's thought experiment is disturbingly relevant to the real world. The child in the basement is not just a literary device, but a symbol of the unseen suffering that society is built on. Many luxuries enjoyed by wealthier consumers are produced in horrific overseas sweatshops. The suffering is distant, and like the child in the basement, we often rationalize it as necessary for progress. Now, there are many groups, such as prisoners and underclasses, that suffer at the expense of mass wealth accumulation that mirrors the reality of Omelas. One of the most striking elements of the story are the ones who walk away from Omelas. They don't decide to protest or fight back to overthrow the system, they just leave. These people have chosen their moral integrity over a certainty of good lives. But their choice is ambiguous. Do they reject Omelas? Or are they just wiping their hands clean of it? Maybe they've just abandoned the child in a different way. Le Guin leaves it open ended, leaving it not seen as an act of heroism, but just simply a choice. Many questions arise from Le Guin's story. One being, is it better or worse if the child were free? Why walk away instead of resisting? Is Omelas the best society? The child exists in the real world. The question is, what do we do once we've seen it? As always, I'm Nathaniel Dillon. Thank you for daring to know, and I'll see you next time.